Welcome to The Informant, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Doc McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. Good day, my good people. I hope I find you well. Believing your day has been splendid. Right, let's go right straight into the issues as they unfold. I'm seated here. I want to talk about three things. Number one, I want to talk about Nyokayemabhunu. Secondly, I want to talk about the rumored issue of pertaining the retirement of General Valerio Sibanda. Then I'll wrap up with the M31 movement. These are three things that I want you to take note of. First and foremost, let's go to the Nyokayemabhunu. I've been in Zimbabwe, took my time there, spoke to a lot of people, checked exactly what needed to be done to try and see if we can continue to plead for the young guy who stepped out of the line because of mob psychology. People that were clapping hands for him as he was denigrating and pushing out, trying to push out or influence the pushing out of the sitting president, His Excellency Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Right, fate met up with him and he was caught. Now, most people don't even know reason why he was arrested, because you cannot just be arrested when you are walking on the street. That's number one. Number two, the issue of immigration that I get many people speak about or talk about. It's an issue that was then raised in court when he was being recommended for deportation. That's when they realized that he didn't have the right of leave to remain in South Africa. So henceforth, they were now pushing for the asylum application. So his real cases are now out. When I was in Zimbabwe, I spoke to quite a number of people, like I said previously. First and foremost, I saw the record. There's nothing like what was being reported as trumped up charges. No and never. There is 2 cases on record. Now that the South African court has actually stated that, and I even notified the young guy in person that he has got 2 outstanding cases that he needs to face up to when he's taken back to Zimbabwe. So what's going to happen next is the government of Zimbabwe is going to recommend deportation. They're going to recommend deportation, meaning to say he now has got to be moved from South Africa to Zimbabwe so that he faces up to his crimes. I should put it that way. I know some people might not be happy, or those who have been pushing him to say a lot of things might not be happy that he is now going to be expatriated from South Africa to Zimbabwe. There's things that you need to know. When you're a political activist, you should be prepared when trouble befalls you. That's why I say don't get into this politics if you're not connected to the people that you're advocating for. That's number one. Number two, don't get into politics if you are not connected with people that are ready to financially support you. Because when you are faced up with a situation like Wellington situation, you need people to stand with you. The young guy has been languishing in prison now for more than 6 months, I should say, and that's clear with everyone. But not a single person has actually come to his aid with even 1 penny or 1 cent to make sure that they fend for his family. His family is struggling. The young guy is locked down, powerless and helpless. Now he is needing to be helped from his position. But when you speak about things that are positive, it is these naysayers on social media who just wants to throw words, shout at everyone, and yet themselves, they are not looking at themselves as being the most helpless people they ever can be. Show me in comment section if you have ever contributed a penny to try and help the young guy when he is or was in his trouble, because he's still in the trouble. Not even one person sent a penny to his family Not even one person is still looking after his family or watching to check to see how they're getting on with life. Not even one person has visited that young guy in prison. And yet when you talk about his name, these losers, the naysayers of social media, are there to barricade you with words. I made the strenuous effort to make sure that I get right down to the bottom of the case. I'm privileged. I can be allowed to access the information for one simple reason, because I'm there to plead for people. That's my job, that's my duty, that's my business. And because when I saw that there's cases, it's now a matter of trying to negotiate what could be the best option for the young guy if he is to be sent back to Zimbabwe. Is it a jail term? Does he need to apologize? What is it that he needs to do? But looking at the situation, you get to realize that there's a lot of people that have jumped on board. And I should warn those people. All they are trying to do is to use the name of Wellington Msiarira, or Nyokayemabhunu as is popularly known. They are using him to make sure that they push forward or they advance their political careers. There are a lot of people that have been giving updates. I don't want to mention names because I don't want to drag many people into it. But if the brush paints on you, then just know that you are the person I'm on about. There are some people who are trying to advance their own political careers by using the name of the young guy. The young guy is not connected to any of these people who are claiming to. I will tell you this because I visited and I spoke with him. None of these people, other people were actually going to try and make sure that he pushes for the advancement of the stairway and the march that was once announced. All these things should be let out so that it be known that there are some people and some forces that are continuing to endanger the life of the young guy when he is in prison. So this I give to the newsrooms so that you know exactly what's been happening or transpiring behind the scenes. The issue, second issue I should mention, it's about the retirement of General Valerio Sibanda. A lot of things are being said, especially after the accident of the vehicle. You know, coincidence should be accepted that it's coincidence. Don't politicize everything. Let's try to be a nation that behaves rather than just vetoing and creating unnecessary tensions by spreading rumors and lies that don't build to the truth. People are depending on social media. So if it's just you're doing it maybe for monetization or for business, try and make sure that you don't stray in dangerous paths by reporting falsehood, because reporting falsehood is a crime when it's weighed properly. So be very careful about what you report and what you send out there. This message is mostly for people who are actually blogging when it comes to these matters. General Valerio Sibanda's retirement, obvious. I spoke about that. I think about 6 months ago, 5 months ago, thereabout. I spoke about it and I said his position is going to be replaced. And I say take note of the 4 letters. I'm going to be giving you the 4 letters, not today, but I still remind you to take note of the 4 letters about who is going to be promoted to cover that position. A lot of changes are going to be ringed within the political circle, especially within ZANU-PF and the government. This is all up to His Excellence to make sure that he runs the right rings. But all I can tell you is everything is well planned and it's all ready to go. All this nonsense on rumors that's being spread, that there's unsettlement, the sitting president is not so sure about who is going to be covering up. He's needing his own person because he doesn't want anyone. He was so comfortable because the person who was the army general for the ZDF, he was his relative and was covering for him. All this is hogwash. I don't know why people get this. Ndofunga Jackson COVID ra akupengesa vanhu. Ndoza ndiromboona ini. Because some of the things that people say, you know, when politics is at peak, be careful how you straddle. Because if you are caught, you'll be asked to justify. Because communicating falsehood is a crime on its own. You should not do that. If you want to report, make sure you report verified information. And make sure what you are reporting, you've got evidence. Because if you fail to, just to know that communication of falsehood can land you in trouble, should make your heart to beat and tell you when to report and what to report. Let's move on to the next thing. Yeah. There is what has been created, which is called the Patriots for ED. I was in Zimbabwe. I understood exactly what's behind that. It's got nothing to do with parties, no, but it's got everything to do with people that have got the nation of Zimbabwe at heart. If you've got the nation of Zimbabwe at heart, Patriots for ED becomes your tune. I'll tell you what's sitting behind the Patriots for ED. You'll start to see people like I was just having a laugh. It's like it's coincidence. I never told him nothing. If he acted on his own will. I saw Gambakwe saying that he's winding up the M31. He has dissolved it, the dissolution of M31. Meaning to say that party that he had formed is now being thrown away. Secondly, I heard him saying he's no longer going to be contesting at the Nkulumane elections, which was also a good move. I should say that. You see, these people, when I look at them, when I look at Pardon, Gambakwe, when I look at a person like Mkwasha wangu, and Yadam Matrix, Kuliantu, Mkwasha wangu Kuliantu, when I look at them and I look at this one, DJ Holy, they are people who put effort in this media thing. But what I so wish is just for them to start to speak something positive about the nation of Zimbabwe. They can be a very good arm, if not a very good wing, for the main broadcasting corporation of Zimbabwe. It helps us to get information from every corner. It will be very important when they start to talk good things about the nation of Zimbabwe, marketing it from outside. Then through the Patriots for ED, be connected so that you'll be hooked up to the main broadcasting corporation of Zimbabwe. At least we'll be having news, promoting tourists to visit the nation of Zimbabwe. It's good for us. There's people that have been working there. The Minister of Tourism, she has been working extremely very hard to make sure that we are attracting the right tourists to the nation of Zimbabwe, including his vice minister, who's Tongai Mafidi. You know, they are working very hard, those guys, to make sure that we are having the right people visiting the nation of Zimbabwe. Let's learn to talk good about our own nation. That's being patriotic. The minute you become patriotic about your nation, then whatever challenges we have as a nation, we can solve them peacefully. Rather than promoting disunity, it doesn't help us. So what I so encourage is people, I've seen the folding of the M31 before it actually started. Then at the very same time, I've seen Pardon Gambakwe pulling out from the elections. There is a candidate already for that place, and I'll be putting his name down so that people will know that we don't guess these things. We know exactly where the nation is going. Above all, we need to work together and make sure that we are building our own nation. This Patriots for ED, it's a movement. It's a move that has been set properly. I understood the business plan behind it. I understood the aim behind it. And above all, I understood what it is that they are trying to target. Putting the positive mentality in all Zimbabweans and help them to stop whinge while they work the upgrade of their nation. This is the time to be on board. This is the time to make sure that we start to speak good about the nation of Zimbabwe. A lot of hopes has been raised for other people who are trying to oppose the sitting president and his cabal. But people have realized that they have failed to achieve what they thought they would attain. Right now, all hopes have been fed. The opposition is out. Tried form parties, they've been wound up. Above all, they've tried to bring in an internal uprising. At the very same time, you look at the person of Sabuku, he will continue for sure to denigrate the vice president so that he makes sure that he leaves him without any credibility pertaining to what's been happening behind the scenes and had never been revealed to the nation of Zimbabwe. Temba is having energy along those lines, meaning to say there is something that's happening. I told you, when you hear Temba Muliswa speak, then you know the first family is speaking. I'll be coming back with more information. So you've got to go back to your channels where you always follow them. I always go along with certain channels so these people can take their news and build it from here. Otherwise, as of now and for today, I'm out. Have a good day. Bye for now.